Hello friends, I am Dr. B.N. Jagdale and today we are looking at Laboratory 1 Module number 2, that is Arduino Development Board and its features. So there are many boards available like Raspberry Pi or BeagleBone or from other companies. Small boards are available, Texas Instrument and all, but Arduino and Raspberry Pi and some of the boards are quite popular. So Arduino is again kind of a community board. Uh, Basically, it is developed and many people across the world they are using this board in order to build the IoT application. So this particular some content I have taken from helprocus.com. That's what the site is there. And let's move ahead. So Arduino Uno R3 is one of the Arduino board which is popularly used and was the first board that rolled out in 2011. And again in that there is a release 3. It has become the popular board. It's a microcontroller board because this is not a truly single board computer, but there is a microcontroller in which different kind of peripherals are available on the board, and in variety of shapes this particular board is available. So main features of the this particular board, it has got DIP kind of ICs we can plug, and detachable ICs are available. So for maintenance purpose, even if something goes wrong, we can remove and these ICs. So mainly 80 mega 328 microcontroller, that is what used in this particular board. And programming on this board can be easily loaded by using the Arduino IDE program. That's the software tool that is available. So if you can look at this particular, different pictures of the Arduino. This is the Arduino Mega board. This is what the Arduino Uno. That's what I'm going to demonstrate this particular board as far as the practicals are concerned. This is the lily shape kind of board is available, where this is a processor. Then there is a Arduino, this is a micro, this is a nano board. So a variety of sizes are available. Even more are there, but these are the some of the popularly used shapes and sizes. So we can use different kind of Arduino boards in order to develop the IoT applications. So I told you this is the 80 mega kind of processor, 328p processor is there, and this is what the Arduino Uno board. Once again, we are looking at this picture where this is the main IC. That is what as a microcontroller IC. In a microcontroller, you know that it is not a single CPU kind of thing. It has got inbuilt different peripherals in order to interface the different peripherals. And then, of course, these are the physical boards available, the physical connectors available in order to connect the different sensors, actuators, and power supplies. We'll see one by one these particular connectors there later on. So if we look at the features of this particular board, so it has got like mainly this processor. Then it operates on 5 volt, but input range can vary up to 7 volt to 12 volt. I mean the input voltage range. So recommended is this, but it can go up to limit is 6 to 20 volt. So 14 pins are used for the input output, where you can connect the actuators and sensors. So these are the basically the 14 pins available there for I/O, where you can connect peripherals or sensors, actuators. Then there is a pulse width modulation pins are there, where you can generate the different frequencies. Then there are analog pins are there. Analog means not directly the variable voltages or the because in nature many quantities you will find that they are varying with reference to time, and those quantities instead of converting to analog to digital format, so directly inbuilt ADC is available. So here these are the 6 pins available, where you can directly connect the variation in the voltage or the current converted to the voltage, and it can be recorded. And internally it is a digital code, but you can apply here this analog variable voltage. And these are some of the power pins are there. So DC current for each IO pin is 20 milliamp. Then DC current for 3.3 volt pin is a 50 milliamp, because there is one pin that is available exclusively in order to interface other kind of boards, or some circuits which are operating on 3.3 volt. Because 3.3 volt and 5 volt, this is the popular logic. Most of the sensors, actuators, they are based on this particular voltage. Then there is a flash memory of 32 KB, then 0.5 KB of bootloader, where we can connect there as this particular Arduino with the laptop, and programs can be uploaded. Static RAM 2 KB, EEPROM is 1 KB. That's the static RAM is like RAM available in the board. So it's not a huge one. I mean, you have to see that your program should be in some other versions. You will find more this and these capacities, but you have to check that board and specification, because these are the specifications of the Arduino Uno board. The speed is 16, that's the clock speed. Built-in LED just for testing purpose available. These are the physical dimension and so on. Okay, so one more diagram is there, where is label diagram. You can see that how the different like pins are available. So I told you these are the IO pins, digital IO pins. There's the 14 pins are there. It has got multi-purpose. Even these 2 pins act as a serial output and serial in, where you can connect the UART and USART kind of interfaces directly. And with some libraries, you can send very easily data. You don't have to basically implement the protocol of the UART or the serial synchronous or asynchronous communication. This is the digital ground, and this is the reference voltage, can be used for some other peripherals. Then see, this is the main IC. This is the reset button available if you want to reset the program when the power is already on. So this is what you can give the external power supply. There's directly AC adapter can be connected here. Okay, if not, then here USB, through USB also you can connect with this to the laptop. But this is a different kind of USB, micro USB, and you have to connect it here to the laptop or your computer. This particular Arduino board for programming purpose. But once you do the programming, once the program is written in this IC, later on only this power can be used. Okay, but if you connect here and then basically how to store the data, that is the big question. There are some other alternatives, but use easy mechanism is that you connect this board while programming, because once you write the program, it will go into the EEPROM section, and then you can disconnect this from this particular board, and you can take it to the forest area based on application. And the only thing is that you need to have some sort of battery power. So for that purpose, you may use the different versions depending on the requirement of the power. So in circuit serial programmer, through which also you can push the program in the EEPROM. This is the other way, and this is the other way, because this is special pins are there, special EEPROM programmers are there that you can connect it here. And of course, this I told you, the reset button, the reset pin is there. Here also you can apply from externally, you can apply the reset. Then or this is also kind of reset for other peripherals. Once you say this reset, it will send this reset outside, right? So 3.3 volt voltage is available. You can use it for external circuit. Similarly, 5 volt is also available. Then the ground pins and voltage pins are available. So that's it. So basically, these voltage pins are available to connect the power supply or the biasing voltage for the sensors and actuators. But one thing is very important. If more current is required for the actuators and sensors, then it is not wise to take the draw power from these pins. Okay, you have to make the external arrangement for that purpose, right? Only thing is that you have to take care that the ground of this particular and external circuit ground should be common, but current drawn only from the external source if more current is required, above 50 milliamp sometimes. Okay, then all right. So this is a power supply. I told you that this is a power supply you can connect. Then RPS unit is also there. That's a regulated power supply. You can the power supply is regulated in this section actually of this Arduino board. Then there is a memory. Their input pins are there. I told you that there is a facility of direct digital pins connectivity plus pull-up can be management can be done, because internally it has got some registers to implement the pull-up register logic, okay, in order to avoid the floating pins which are available on this Arduino board. Serial pins are there for serial communication. Interrupt based programming can also be done. You know that in microprocessor, if some emergency program to be executed, so you can use these pins for interrupt. So external interrupt will come, and then internally this particular Arduino board will on the urgent basis it will execute certain program to correct the action there. Okay, interrupt based programming. PWM, I told you, it is for the pulse width modulation to adjust the duty cycle load. This is what is used. So analog write function can be used. Serial peripheral interface for programming. LED pin is there. Then the two-wire interface in order to for communication purpose, you can use it. Then there is a reference and reset pin. Okay, I already told you about this. Communication, of course, UART, I2C, SPI pins are available. Different kind of standards. It supports serial communication standards. It is supporting there, but not a very high bandwidth data can be transferred from this particular control family. Then let's come to the programming part of this particular Arduino. How to write the program? So there is Arduino IDE available, which convert the code high level C kind of or C++ kind of code to the hex file, and that will be uploaded in the board. So this is the IDE available. This is the Arduino IDE, which is a software. It's available on arduino.cc, that the site, and here you can write the program to program the sensors, actuators, or even to communicate with the cloud and this thing. And then basically here you can verify the code, and then if after verification, if the program is fine, this is what you can upload the code in this particular Arduino board. Once uploaded, then program will start there. It is only thing is that power is required. Later on, this IDE is not required there, because program is only write once, and program will, unless you write again, rewrite again in the EEPROM area, program won't be changed there actually. It will be there, it will remain there actually. So these are some of the applications, like you can implement alarm in office, or automatic medication reminder, or motion detection, or taxi with digital fare meter, or basically smart stick for the handicapped people, smartphone car controller by smartphone. So many applications are possible. So that's it about. This is what the main manual I'll be sharing with you, and this is what the site. I think you are not able to see. Let me first of all. Okay, I will stop this particular sharing. I don't know whether you are getting this share, but I will again share this particular. Yeah, now it is there. So this is what the Arduino CC. That's what the site is there, official site of the Arduino, where you can download the IDE software. There are two versions are download for the local programming in the Arduino board, but even online IDE is also available. You don't have to download the Arduino IDE for the programming, right? So you can do program there only, and of course there are like resources available. It's very good tutorials are available for interfacing the these different sensors, actuators, and it is worth to see the different products. Basically, what kind of boards are there, and basically here you can see entry level, these kind of different boards where versions are there. Even these days, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth kind of boards are also available, variations. But all the main programming concept is same. Basic features are same actually, right? So this is what the IoT kind of small boards, tiny boards are also available. So based on your application, you can select the board and you can use it, because not all boards are required always. So sometimes high power, sometimes low power. This is the nano, this is the micro. Okay, where these are the battery operated actually. So right. So this thing can be used there. One more very important feature, that you can also have the IoT cloud. See, IoT cloud means what? You can sign in first of all, of course, and after signing, you can be a member of this Arduino cloud. And then from the sensors data, basically you can read or sense the data, and you can, there's a tutorial is also available, we'll see this later on. But basically you can say read the temperature, and then basically say brightness and temperature, and you go to the cloud and it will be displayed in the cloud. That's Arduino cloud. This is the cloud, so here it will be displayed. So you'll see that there is a 26-degree basically temperature is there, and even brightness you can see that what is the ambient light, so that also you can see. This is the kind of a flow of the data. So that's it. I mean, this is just the introduction about the Arduino. I will show you the other module, how we have to use the Arduino in order to interface the actuator, that is LED actuator, right? So I mean, that's it. We are closing now this particular module. Thank you.